Do you wake up every morning and fly out of bed to get to a job that you love? Or perhaps you're on the other side of the fence and you're whacking the snooze bar 50 times, hoping that somehow magically you'll avoid that next 8 hours of doom and gloom? Well, never fear, because we have Kathy Kolbe here, and she's going to help you find the right career with her new assessment program on today's episode. Heather Wagenhals here. Thanks for tuning in to Unlock Your Wealth TV. On today's episode, I'm really excited to bring you one of my longtime friends and regular guests to Unlock Your Wealth Radio, and that's Kathy Kolbe. If you remember from our past interviews, we've had her on talking about her MO, which is an assessment that identifies what your instinctive responses are, how you conate the world, if you will. And today we're going to talk about her latest assessment, because since this is a wealth building show, I'm excited to find a way to find out if you're in your right career, because what we know and what you'll see when you see her intro video is that we flourish when we're doing what it is that we're meant to do. And so let's get started with our interview, shall we? Kathy, welcome to the broadcast.
Thanks. Good to see you.
Oh, it's so great to see you. And this was so much fun. So I went to the website last night and I watched the video, and I loved the bird and the fish out of water. And I thought, how awesome is that? Because sometimes, because we try to please our parents or somebody, a person of influence, that we go to school for many, many years pursuing subjects that we could care less about because we're living essentially for someone else. And that's not the way to realize our full potential, is it?
Not at all. We need the freedom to be ourselves. We need to trust our instincts. But as we know, that doesn't happen that often. People do get stuck in very bad ruts.
Yeah, and we think that, if I go get these advanced degrees, I'll be able to make a lot of money. But then we struggle in those professions, and it's really difficult to make the money.
People thrive when they have the freedom to be themselves, and it's all about our cognitive instincts. I'm so glad you used that word. It's a real word. I didn't make it up.
I know. Well, it's a phenomenal word, and it really it speaks to who we are, essentially. So I think that that's a critical piece of all of the big body of work that you've generated. And so I remember taking the MO, and I really liked.
You're talking about the Kolbe A index.
Yes, the Kolbe A index.
Okay, great.
Yes. So forgive me for
That's okay.
making that mistake. It's been a while since I took it. It's like 4 years ago or something like that. So it's been quite a while since I found that.
But you got it right. The results of the Kolbe A index give you your MO, or your modus operandi.
Okay, all right.
So you weren't off track.
Oh, okay, good. It's
Not
been a while.
You're not off track.
Let's hope not. I remember, I'm a big voracious reader. It's one of our keys in our Keys to Riches financial philosophy. And Become a Voracious Reader is one of those. And I remember reading one of your books, and it was on Audible. And I was so excited at the end of the book when you gave your website. And I thought, oh, I need to check this out. And then you gave your phone number. And I'm like, I'm in that area code. I must know this woman. And then, of all crazy things, she turns out to be like my next door neighbor. She's in the same building. And I was like, oh, this is kismet. It was meant to be. I'm right here.
That's so funny.
And so I've had the opportunity to really grow and learn from your big body of work. And I'm excited about this next step, because I did the assessment last night. And I have to tell you, when Jonathan emailed me about helping you spread the message about the new apt assessment, I was, and he said, oh, please, take this assessment and let us know how you do. And I was really nervous, because I was like, oh my gosh, what if it tells me I'm not on the right path after all that I've been through to pare away all of the things that don't matter, that are taking me off my mark, and to really find my passion and broadcasting it is, and sharing, taking sophisticated information and helping people understand it, and teaching and doing it on a massive scale is just kind of what drives me. And I thought, I don't know if I want to take this test, because what if it tells me I'm supposed to be an underwater basket weaver? And I'm thinking, oh, this can't be right. And so tell us about this. Tell us how you came about this, because I'm so impressed. I want to go over my results so people can get a flavor for what comes up with this, because it'll really enlighten them. So first off, let's back up a bit. How did you come up with this idea?
Well, this is 10 years in the making. And what I've done over the decades, as you know, is identified what does it take to succeed in a particular job. And we have all kinds of data because there's the Kolbe A index, which is all about who you are, what makes you tick. But there's a Kolbe B and C index, and those measure how you're trying to do your job and what your boss says you have to do to succeed. So we have data from all over the globe that we've been collecting for 35 years. So we know the nature of jobs, and we know the cluster of jobs that fit a career. We also know humankind, all my work on human instincts and the cognitive part of the brain. And so for my brain research and other studies, I know what makes you tick. Now I know what the jobs are and how to match those two. So it is really a matter of the assessment inside the App Careers program is only a 7-minute test that grabs not your full MO of the Kolbe A, but the freedom you need in a workplace, in a job, in a career. We take that information, tie it to the MO of a job, and we get to see what job would give you that freedom. Where are you going to excel? Not just what your interest is. We include that. So it's got to be something you're interested in. You got to pick your interest areas. We take that and we take this match with the job. Nobody else can do that. I mean, it's all these decades of research. 1,200 career possibilities. And how close did we come with you?
Oh, well, fortunately, what a relief it was to know that you were right on the money, that I'm where I need to be.
Yeah. See, I always know this guy up here, look at him. He loves being a chef. I know he loves being a chef. Is he meant to be a chef? Well, when he finds out, when he takes this, yes, he is meant to be a chef. It's that validation that I've done the right thing. But if that guy who, believe it or not, he's a clown, but is he really a clown? How many people are really clowns? Clown is in our assessment. It's possible that he could be a clown. I happen to know he's not a real clown from his result. So in his case, he's learning, I'm an unhappy clown inside. I'm not meant to be a clown.
Like the scary clowns.
But he's a scary, and we all know those scary clowns who were not meant, they are not funny. They don't be a clown. But we can tell him what is better for him, where he would get the freedom to be who he is. We're not giving you bad news. We're always giving people good news about you have strengths, and there are literally hundreds of jobs that would work for you.
Yeah, well, 1,200.
Yeah. Well, not all 1,200 would fit. He didn't fit a clown. But yes, there's so many to choose from, so that in every interest area, there are careers that would work for you. And then we even tell you outside your interest area, what else could you have done that you would have been equally good at?
I liked that section. I thought that was kind of interesting because it was so funny. I've always kind of said that I've had career ADD because I've done just about everything. You name it, like, oh yeah, I've done a job or some related job, just along the way. And so I thought that was really funny because on the may not be in your interest field, but areas you might be good at, I had jobs on that list too. I'm like, holy smokes. Yeah. I mean, just the accuracy is just overwhelming. And the way that you've been able to build this body of work over all of these years, it's no surprise that it's accurate, but I just couldn't believe how personally accurate it was. I was like, wow, that's pretty impressive that we can know that much about the brain and about the cognitive process.
And we can, and we do. It's just that the scientific world, the academic world, as you know, that they are unwilling to change their textbooks. Mm-hmm. So what we know is a truth. What the ancient philosophers knew was a truth is not being shared. And so most of the career materials are all about, what are your preferences? What do you want to be? Oh, we see a picture of a dog. Do you like that better than the picture of the office? Well, then you might want to be a vet. No, it's not about whether you love dogs. So it's important that we focus on what we know with the brain research, but we also add common sense. And the common sense for you is, yeah, this is what I've done. This is what has worked. And then I guess there's one thing I suggested that you not do that you've done.
Oh, well, that was the crocodile hunter one. And I was like, what do you mean I've already done that job. I've already nailed a crocodile. How can this not be?
I notice you're not still doing that.
Well, I haven't in a while, but mostly it's been because of circumstance. I haven't been back to Africa lately, and that's where the crocodiles are.
What we do, and a lot of people just tease me about this, but if there isn't humor in it, that's not Kathy Kolbe. I'm tired of dull.
Oh, yeah, because when I clicked on, I'm like, crocodile hunter's not right for me. I'm like, but what? And then I clicked on it, and I read the description. I think I have it here. I just smeared all my papers together. I thought I had it right up top here, but maybe I didn't. Where'd it go? So it was pretty. Oh, there it is. Animals, agriculture, skilled trade, construction, sports, recreation, and then the little drop down says, "But don't tell your mother you want to do this." And I'm like, well, she already knows. Blew that one.
We do try to insert some sort of snarky sometimes, humor sometimes, but
Levity is good.
it's just important that people know this is real, and that there are people, the human beings in this room, that we work on this and care so much that you do get valid results. I'm very proud of the fact that our data shows 95% of people who have taken it say it fits them to a T.
So how does somebody that maybe thinks they're in the right job, they maybe it's because they have a healthy outlook toward life, but maybe they're pursuing a career that according to the assessment, that isn't fulfilling them.
I have a perfect case that
Okay.
just came up a couple of weeks ago. A guy said, yeah, but it doesn't list the career I'm in, and I'm doing very, very well. And he said, why didn't it list it? And so I looked at his stuff, and I said, well, because the career you're in isn't one you picked out of all 15 interest areas. We asked you to pick 4, and you did not pick as an interest the career you're in. I said, that's a no-brainer. You're making money, you're doing well, but you're not really very happy there. It's not something that you would be preferring to do. And he looked at me and said, but I really want to make a good living for my family, and I'm good at this. So even if I don't want to do it, it's not one of my choices, I think it should be here because I'm good at it.
So he's trying to reverse engineer the exam.
Well, and I'm saying, I know way too many people, and so do you, who are really good at what they do, but they're not happy. 70% of Americans hate their job.
And that's a
that
devastating number.
Well, and think of, that's why we have TGIF and Blue Monday, and now we have Hump Wednesday, and people hate their jobs, and so they have to find some kind of outlet, and it's not always healthy outlets because of the stress. I believe app careers is going to change people's lives, reduce stress, improve health. I mean, the ramifications are just gigantic.
Absolutely. I mean, I just know how I felt when I experienced the relief that I was pursuing what I was supposed to be doing. Because I'm like, I thought I finally figured it out.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, I was thinking to myself, gosh, I thought I just figured this out. And what if this exam that tells me that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing? But then I thought, wait a minute, this isn't an exam anyway. This is an assessment. So I can't fail it. And I thought also for those that don't like taking tests, one of the things that is important about this is there's only one question. And they just keep asking it in a bunch of different ways. And that's, the freedom part. How did you manage to identify that was the question that should be answered in all those different ways?
You are so clever. Nobody's asked me that question
Really?
before. Yeah, you're a clever woman. This woman does such great interviews. So the question on the Kolbe A index comes back to, how do you solve problems? What is the most or least way with choices that you're likely to approach problem solving? This isn't the same as that. This is asking, what do you need to be free to do at work? And it's how. It's really the way the question is asked seems simple, but I'm getting to the ways you need to be able to work. So any one of us could be, let's say, a realtor. you would sell because you love the house, and you would just convince them that you'd paint a picture of how much they would love being here, how happy their family would be, because you would use that part of you that needs the freedom to emote and to sell. And then you give them all the economic advantages because you have the expertise for that.
Hit them with emotion, follow up with logic.
Yes. And so the way you would do it would be very different from a person who is very much a follow-through. In my lexicon, the 4 action modes, the follow-through is the instinct to do things in a very integrated, well-planned way. So a follow-through looking for a home is looking at the traffic plan, is looking for, is it all coordinated nicely? Does it fit and flow together? Well, neither you nor I care much about that. If people bump into each other, well, the more fun. So you have to know your audience too when you're dealing with these things. So people who are entrepreneurs really benefit by giving app to their clients. Any business person who wants to know, who am I dealing with and how can I help them? I'm going to offer you something free today that all your listeners can have.
Oh,
I'm going to give them
good.
app free
Really?
until September 1st.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
I hope this airs before September 1st.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're going to get it mixed and uploaded pretty quick.
So I'll give all of your listeners free career app, or App Careers is the name of it, up until then. And one of the things that we find is when we give this to our clients, when we give this to people who are in a job-related context with us. So the Kolbe Index is, for the rest of your life, this is who you are. This is for the job you're in, the career you're looking for. If we can help you with that, then think of all the other ways that we can help you. It's building credibility. It's building awareness of not only ourselves, but the people around us, our family, our friends. We're finding this is just one of the best gifts you could ever give someone. So I'm going to give it to you free for your people, for your followers.
Oh, that would be awesome. I think that that's an amazing and a tremendous gift. And as you were saying that, it made me think a dear friend and fellow speaker, his name is Kim Sawyer, and he does a lot of wealth strategy stuff with companies and help them get in line with things. And one of the things that he always says is wealth is more than money.
Oh, yes.
And when we think about our wealth potential, it's personal satisfaction, it's happiness, it's the freedom to be.
Yes.
And I think that Apt Careers helps you, without being kitschy, unlock your wealth. Because when you figure out where you're going to be the most free, your happiness, your health, I mean, just everything is going to improve exponentially.
Guys like Madoff teach us it isn't about the money, it's about the relationships. And the first relationship is with yourself. Are you proud of your own work? Are you happy doing what you're doing? And are you doing what you were meant to do? When we put those things together, the wealth we get is permanent. It's sustainable. So often when people just make a lot of money, they have to worry if they're making rags to riches a round trip or if it's a one-way street down. And we know plenty of people who have created wealth but haven't been able to sustain that. With this, you're doing what is sustainable, what is you. And it's easy. You're in your glide. You're in that flow pattern. You're truly being true to yourself when AppCareer says these are the things that you're good at and they're the things you like. So if you have that freedom, then that's the real wealth.
I couldn't agree with you more. So if folks want to take advantage of this special offer, where do they go to begin the Apt Career
Okay,
assessment?
I'm going to ask my staff to give me, can you come up with a secret number for them that I can give them right now? So Sterling, do you have a secret number? He's going to create a secret number just for your audience.
Outstanding. What website do they need to go to?
aptcareers.com
Aptcareers.com.
is they can go there and do it, but to get it free, they'll need this secret code I'm going to give you.
Okay.
And they can go to aptcareers.com and put this number in, and they can get it free through September. And it's going to be fun because the other thing you're going to be able to see is I'll give you the information about your audience, and they'll learn about themselves. So not only who are they, but who are the people who follow Heather?
Yay, that'll be great. Well, I know that in my assessment that it said that broadcasting.
That's so funny. It shouldn't be funny to me. It's so accurate. But
it's so, and I don't know why I was so scared to take it, but I was like, oh my gosh.
What
news anchor, show sponsor, radio, TV programmer, sports broadcaster, social media marketer. I mean, these are all of the things. Curriculum designer, instructional designer. My Keys to Riches Financial Philosophy is an online web-based program that you can learn.
I have to admit that I get so excited every time I hear somebody's results because I'm used to it being so accurate, but I never get over being just thrilled by that.
Yes.
Oh, here's the secret
so there's
number.
So many different things. I was disappointed about the crocodile hunter. I thought... Yeah, that was on the wrong list.
It wasn't on what you should be. It was worst careers, but knowing you would have to try some worse things. So we're not advising it.
My dad always would say that I was up for trying things twice, just in case the first one didn't turn out so good. I'd give it one more shot, just to make sure.
I love the worst ones. Originally, I thought I would give everybody their worst careers first because I thought it was so funny to see what would be terrible at. And people relate to, oh, yeah, these would stink for me. But usually there is one or two. There will be one or two that, like your crocodile thing. Yeah, but it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. Not sustainable.
No, not sustainable.
Not sustainable.
But definitely fun. I'm thinking... so there's another one here on the worst list. Animal dietitian. I actually make my dog's dog food now because he has to be on a specialized diet. And I thought, well, that's kind of funny, but it is becoming quite the pain in the keister.
Well, again, we go back to sustainability.
Yeah.
You do it because you love your dogs. Well, we do a lot of things for the family. Again, like the person who is doing it, I don't really want to be that, but I'm doing it. It's not sustainable.
Right.
Because if you keep doing it, it's stressful and it will hurt your heart.
But I'm going to have to sustain it now because I bought a dehydrator and a pressure cooker. And my husband's like, no more appliances for this dog.
You can say whatever you say. I'll interview you a few months from now. You won't be doing it.
Well, So, and I'm so, and I think about how snarky my sense of humor is. It's a good thing that I'm not a radiology technologist. Yeah, you got cancer. Yeah, we're just going to have to cut that arm
Get
off.
over it.
I'm not the one that reads these. That's for the doctor. Whoops. He'll tell you what it really says, but I'm thinking it's not so good. Can you imagine if I was your radiologist?
You could do a whole comedy routine with the apt career worst.
I'm thinking this would be like, I could do a nice, 3 to 5 minute bit on this just alone.
You could make all your guests take this, and then you could say what? You ever done this? It's so funny because I think the worst are just hilarious.
Tree surgeon.
But I have to tell you, I purposefully put in. They go randomly, but they're always the worst for who you are. It's not just a random worst; it's the worst for you. But you'll find there are 2 in everybody's report that are weird worst.
Weird worst.
Really weird worst. I won't even say what they are. And people come to
now you're going to make me want to do like another YouTube video and just
people
go
come
through
to
all
me
of these.
and say, but who would ever want to be this? And I said, well, somebody is this. They're all real careers, but they're weird.
And I'm glad for those people that find an interest in it and that thrive in those
But
kind
I
of
want to
areas.
find those people and interview those people. I would like to do a whole set of interviews with people in the weird jobs.
That would be, maybe there's makings for a new show. Weird Jobs.
Maybe
You had
Weird
Dirty Jobs. That guy did okay with his show.
Weird
Dirty
Jobs,
We
yeah.
could do a Weird Job show.
I think you're the show person. You could do the show.
I would totally.
I'll keep
we
writing.
should do it together.
Well, okay, I'll do it with you, but I'll just keep coming up with other ways to assess why would you do weird.
Yes.
Well, I know why they would do weird. You know why they would do weird. Who does weird?
Who does weird? Well, who do I know that does weird?
No, let's not go there.
Maybe you don't want to be calling people out.
No. Well, it's not always weird jobs aren't always weird to the people who do them.
No, they're usually very fascinated by them.
Yeah. And by the way, some weird jobs they have a lot of wealth, both personally and professionally. Nevertheless, they're weird.
Well, I just think of what about the TV show American Pickers?
American Pickers?
American Pickers. Yeah, so it's these 2 guys. They have this show. Their store is called Antique Archaeology.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
they
yeah.
comb the country picking through people's junk.
Yeah, I thought you were talking about cotton pickers. Okay.
Not cotton pickers.
I'm not sure. Do we have cotton pickers on our list of 1,200? We have. Oh, if we don't have that, okay, add that one.
But
We're
that'd
adding
probably fall into agriculture, though, wouldn't it?
that one would. We add careers constantly, and we'll also be taking them off. But we're always looking for new careers, and that's so much fun to keep looking.
Okay, so let's reverse engineer. This will be our last little fun thing. So since we're thinking about unusual jobs, my girlfriend's dad, growing up, was a mortician.
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of aptitude or skills do you need to excel there?
Actually, that is on our list, and
I
we
figured
have
it would be.
actually we have the data on morticians, and a mortician needs to be a couple things. First of all, there's a lot of hands-on work with it. There's a lot of dealing with physical, tangible things. So you need to at least accommodate, and of my 4 action modes, it would be the implementer, the use of tools and implements. So that's one element of a mortician. The other is you better put everything in the casket that's supposed to be there, and you better not leave anything no messes.
Right.
It's got to be neat
What's
and
in
tidy.
is in, what's out is out.
So, yes. So the other mode would be the follow-through. You need a great deal of initiation in the follow-through, being neat, tidy, organized, having a system for doing it. And you do not want an initiating quick start like we tend to be. You don't want someone like me who's going to try to do something different to see what'll happen. I mean, that's not my.
Yeah,
That's not sustainable for
No.
a quick start.
We'd have fun for a while, and then then they'd look like that guy, the unhappy clown.
I
And
think
we're
the
like,
unhappy clown in a mortician's office would be very bad. It's very bad.
I'm just thinking.
No
yeah.
wealth there for anybody.
Yeah. So, well, thank you so much for being a part of the show. You have your code for,
I have
for
the
our
code.
viewers.
It is UWR123.
Outstanding.
And it would be Wagenhals.
There you go. Or Unlock Wealth 123.
I'm trying to find a way to remember it. Anyway, capital U, capital W, capital R, 123. Go to apt.com, and when it asks for your code, put in this number, UWR123. This retails for $125.
Yeah, it's a significant value.
Yeah, so it's free for all your people and their friends, so they can use this with anybody they want to, their friends, their clients, their family, until September 1. And then I'm afraid the pumpkin will carry the princess off, and it won't be free anymore.
Yeah. Cinderella is no more.
Yeah, the freebie will be gone.
Well, thank you so much for inviting us into your office and letting us be a part of the launch of this new assessment for you. I'm so excited. I was really thrilled to take it. And it was short, too. I think it only took about 7 minutes out of my life. So 7 scary minutes for me. But for those of you that are maybe bored where you are and are looking for something new and don't exactly know where to go, this would be a great way to kind of point your finger in the right direction and get people on the right track.
Thank you. It's so much fun to be with you.
Yay, I'm so excited.
You who are meant to be in broadcasting.
I am definitely in my element. And so for those of you who are interested, again, aptcareers.com is the website. And remember, UWR123 is the code, but you'll also find it down in the bottom section of this video, and you'll be able to click on it. Also, we're also doing Kathy Kolbe on Unlock Your Wealth Radio, so be sure to tune in for that interview. And on her show page, we'll have the links to all of her good stuff, not just the Apt Careers, but also to the Kolbe A assessment, where you can get your own MO as well as your Apt Careers assessment. Thank you so much for stopping by. For Kathy Kolbe, I'm Heather Wagenhals. Now go out and unlock your wealth today.
UnlockYourWealthRadio.com is produced by Heather Wagenhals and the Unlock Your Wealth Foundation. UnlockYourWealthRadio.com and its affiliates are copyrighted 2016 with all rights reserved. For more information on the Keys to Riches Financial Wellness series, please visit our website at www.unlockyourwealth.com.